What's going on, Mr. Bass? Live on a Saturday night. What's everybody up to? How has your weekend been so far? It is cold here. We got snow on Thursday, I think. A lot of it's melting, but it's still cold. So, been working in the shop here. Yeah, should be cold and snowy in Jersey, I would think. What's up, Chris? Howdy. Rain and ripping winds. Man, we're gonna have to get our boys from the deep south or the west and tell us what it's like to have nice weather in the middle of March. Speaking of March, daylight savings time changes tonight, boys and girls. If you're not ready for it, your clock moves forward an hour, right? Spring, move ahead an hour, fall back an hour. So, yeah, you lose an hour of sleep tonight. Dad bod. Fat guy's got blowing wind in South Carolina and cold. What's up, Wild Gill? Grandpa Woody, good to see you, man. I know some of you guys are catching some big ones already. That's true, Chris. We gain an hour of fishing because the days are getting longer, and now that daylight's going to move to later in the day. That's what we need. That's right. Texas Huntsman's got it. Gain an hour of light to fish. He doesn't even want to sleep. Just wants to fish. Dude, I hear you, man. Poor Jeff, man. He's in the real freezing north. He's north of the border. So it gets nice up there, though, eventually. In fact, I'm going to Canada in June. Going to do some fishing in June up there, which should be fun. That's right. The new Mr. Bass logo. John, I got it. I got it stuck up places. What up, Nick? Freezing in Atlanta. Man, there's no justice in the world if it's freezing in Atlanta. Yeah, he's way north of the border. Looks like they're actually going to let people in. Supposed to go to Canada last year and couldn't get in. Could not get across. So we changed our trip and went to Alaska. Some of you guys, I sent a few videos and watched our Alaska trip. I never did make a complete composite video of that trip. I ought to do that. Put it up on the channel, but have not done it. Not for a while. Jan's in the house. We can start now. Happy to see our buddy Jan. How you doing, man? So, just going to talk some fish and tackle tonight and maybe give away a few prizes. We shall see. I don't have a lot of questions figured. I can come up with some while we're talking. But good question, Wild Gill. What is this? What team is this ball cap? That's our first question for the night. John Smith already knows it, so you're going to have a hard time beating him. But what in the world could this hot dog hat be? This is a repeat, by the way. So if you watch a channel anytime in the past, it's a typical hat. See what I tell you? John whipped it out there, but fat guy actually beat him. The Reading Fighting Phils, I'll give it to him. The Reading Hot Dogs, because Reading is the team. The Fighting Phils, but this is their hot dog hat. And Chicago Dogs. Nope, it's the Reading Fighting Phils. You know, some days I'm super picky. You got to have it exactly right. And some days I don't really care. As long as you get the gist of it. This is the Reading Fighting Phils hot dog hat. And, you know, of course, when I saw a hot dog hat online, I had to buy that. I love hot dogs. And they've kind of messed this hot dog up, though. If you look at it, a true hot dog connoisseur knows that you don't put ketchup on a hot dog. Now, I know some of you guys are going to disagree, but a true hot dog connoisseur, onions is okay. Mustard is critical. It's essential. But you never put ketchup on a hot dog. Just in case you wanted to know, that's it. Fat guy Bassin. He's our first winner tonight. How about that? Ruben, I buy all my hats, well, most of them online, man. And all these major league fishing, or these minor league fishing hats, you can buy on the minor league website, which is MILB.com. And they have the MILBstore.com. Now we're going to have a lot of opinions about hot dogs. See, you got onions and sliced pickles from Ray, chili cheese dogs. Hey, I love any kind of hot dog, quite frankly. But I'm talking about the pure hot dog. No ketchup allowed. Whataburger spicy ketchup. See, we don't have Whataburger. Well, I take that back. Patrick Mahomes, is our quarterback here. And he's from Texas. So he and some investors have started putting Whataburgers in KC. I haven't been on to any of them yet. I've eaten at Whataburger down in Oklahoma, I think, and in Texas before, but not up here. I dig the chili on a dog for sure. When I go to Sonic, I always get that chili cheese coney with onions, and that's a pretty good chili dog for fast food chili dogs for sure. Yeah, Booster. I gotta admit, I'm not super crazy about Whataburger. I mean, I don't know what they might have been like in the good and the heyday, but probably won't stop me from eating there though. But how about that? Texas Huntsman lives just down the road from my homie's mom. The old Chris likes the old butter burgers at Culver's. They're not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Matthew, I agree. I do like Five Guys. I'll tell you another burger I really like. They're not thick. They mash them quite a bit. Is a Freddy's. Freddy's does hot dogs too, but I always get their burgers. I like Freddy's burgers a lot, and I like their fries. They got thin, crispy fries that I really dig. As you can see, I am not killing it tonight. I don't care about speeding through here. Just chit chat. We'll talk some fishing. We'll talk about, if you guys want to, we'll go over and look at some of the deals they got at Bass Pro at their Spring Fishing Classic. Yeah, Caro's got it. Steak and Shake has fries that are very similar to Freddy's. I think Freddy's is better, though. And I definitely think their burgers are better. Okay, Booster's already wanting to know about the Lake of the Ozarks tournament. All right, I'll tell you about it. I got to be somewhat sensitive here, but basically, I fish. I used to fish the BASS Opens and the FLW Rayovacs. What were they called before the Rayovacs? I think I fished them before the Rayovacs even. And then I like fishing the Opens better as a co-angler because you only have to catch a 3-fish limit. You're always competing with the boater up front. And of course, he's fishing for 5. He's going to do everything he can to catch the fish and try to help you not catch the fish for obvious reasons. He wants to compete. Yeah, the Costas came after the Rayovacs. Before the Rayovacs, I can't remember what they were called. But yeah, I fished the Costas, fished the Rayovacs. And now on the FLW side, they call it the Toyota Series. And on the Toyota Series, you got to catch 5 fish. The BASS Opens, you only got to catch 3. So I used to fish the Opens a lot more. But the Opens, BASS clearly does not care. Bassmaster does not care about co-anglers. And they took away our championship. Not only did they do that, which really annoyed me, they also took away day 3. So the way these things would work is you'd fish, usually you fish Thursday, you fish Friday, and if you're in the top 10 or the top 12, you get to fish Saturday for the win with the boaters. Well, I don't know if the boaters complained or whatever. Get your fish on. Yeah, Steve can tell you. Steve can tell you the story. Yeah, the Everstarts, Balin. That's what they were called. Anyway, the lost my train of thought here. Yeah, Bassmaster sticking it to us. They don't let you fish the last day, and they took the championship away. So I was like, screw you, Bassmaster. I'm gonna fish the Rayo or the Toyota Series. And I've been fishing the Toyota Series, but I did a lot of kayak fishing last year. Thought I'd do more kayak tournaments. I only did one major kayak tournament last year. But this year I decided I'm not going to do any co-angler tournaments, except I got a couple of buddies that I fish with, several buddies, 3 or 4 of them that I fish with in these tournaments. We're good friends and we like hanging out. So I actually like going and fishing with them. So there's 2 tournaments this year where we can all stay with my buddy Mark at his lake house in Lake of the Ozarks. One was last week, the Lake of the Ozark tournament. And then in September, there's going to be one on Truman Lake, and I've already signed up for that, and we'll stay in his place down there. And that's a ton of fun. So last year, I did not do well on the Lake of the Ozarks tournament. And the year before, I came in 12th place. So I was pretty pumped about that. But last year, I didn't do very well. And one of the reasons I didn't do very well is because I got assigned with what I would call a guy who does not know how to fish. And I don't say that lightly because it's not really my place. I'm not paying the money as the boater. I pay $550 to $650 depending upon which tournament it is. These boaters, I think the boaters on the Toyota series now pay $1,700 a tournament. Maybe a little more than that. That's a lot of money to drop on one of the most competitive circuits out there. It's very hard to win these things because you have a lot of local sticks that fish them. And just like the Guntersville one, they let 330 boats in. That's insane. You get in 330 boats, it might raise the winning money up a little bit, and they might be able to pay out a few more places, but your odds of winning go way, way down if you're really trying to win. So I try not to throw the boaters under the bus too often. This last fall, you guys may remember, I posted on my Instagram on day 2 at the St. Lawrence River. I got paired with a guy who was the last one to the boat ramp, literally. Takeoff was already going. All the boats were going. We missed our turn, and I'm sitting there at the ramp waiting for him to show up. Nice guy, and he was a heck of a fisherman, by the way. But we get out there, and he says, yeah, I'm not doing very well. In fact, on day 1, he did not weigh in any fish, but he caught fish. He just didn't want to weigh them in because he didn't think he was going to compete. And the only reason he was fishing the tournament is his girlfriend was fishing the tournament also as a boater. And he was just there for support for her. Well, there's nothing that sucks more than when you get, as a co-angler, when you get on a boat with your boater, and the first thing he says to you is, I'm not really trying today. And then fill in the blank why. I fished with Daryl Gleason, one of the pros on the elites now. It was before he became an elite angler. We were fishing the opens together. I was his co-angler. He's a really good dude as well. I got no problems with him at all. In fact, I'm going to have him on the show one night, hopefully on Steve's show with me. He's a good dude. He guides down on Toledo Bend. He's a really good stick down there, and he won a tournament. He won one of the opens, I think last year or the year before, on Toledo Bend. But I was his co-angler one day out at Ross Barnett. It was day 2, actually. The reason I remember it was day 2 is we go to our first spot. Yeah, why would you pay $1,700 not to try? It's a great point, Texas Huntsman. I can't figure that out either. But you'd be surprised how many guys tell you that, and then they follow it up by not trying. For this guy at the St. Lawrence, he said, well, the reason I'm not trying is I didn't have a big enough bag yesterday, so I decided not to weigh it in. And really, I'm only here to support my girlfriend anyway. Okay, great, except I'm the co-angler in the back. I did try really hard on day 1. I still have a chance on day 2. And if you're not trying to get on fish, the odds are against me, right? I don't control the boat. I do not control the boat. So that's what happened there. When I was with Daryl Gleason, he tells me on day 2, he said, I got some nice spots, but I didn't catch the big ones on day 1. And my best friend, or one of my really good friends, he's fishing the same spots I fished. And he's contending. He's like in the top 5. He's got a chance to win this thing. So I told him I'm going to let him have all the spots today. We're going to lay back, and we're just going to kind of fish behind and around him, and we're not really seriously going to try to catch him so that my buddy has a shot. Well, that's nice for you and your buddy. It's great to do that, to treat your buddy well, but how does that help me, the co-angler? It screws the co-angler because he's already decided I didn't really catch them enough to win yesterday. I'm probably not going to catch them today. So I'm going to kick back, let my buddy have all my good spots, and then we'll just kind of go around and see what happens. He didn't quit fishing. But geez. Yeah, fish in the Southeast. I got a few new baits I'm going to show you guys tonight. Not many, nothing super flashy. I got a couple of them. I always give them gas money booster, even if they screw me. Maybe I shouldn't, but I always do. All right, so now to Lake of the Ozarks. I've set the table. You got two guys that, I just showed you kind of how this works. So on day one, I get assigned with a really nice guy. And he wants to be a professional fisherman. He's got a wrap boat. He's got the jerseys. He says he's fished a lot of tournaments. He didn't act like it, though. And here's one of the reasons I'll tell you why he didn't act like it. First, he did not know how to do boat check. Now, what he said to me, well, this is my first FLW tournament. I fished lots of other tournaments. Okay. That probably makes sense. But boat check's pretty similar in these circuits, man. There's always, it's either on a dock or on a tournament boat somewhere. You've got the tournament director or people working for him, and you go by, you drive your boat by them, you open your live wells, you turn on your live wells and let them show that, one, they're empty, and two, they work, and you pull your kill switch to prove that your kill switch works. You do that at every boat check, and you do it before takeoff. You got to do it before takeoff, right? If you miss boat check, they're not going to let you take off until you get that done. So it kind of threw me for a loop that he did not know how to do boat check. And there was several other things that he did, that just showed me this dude has not fished many tournaments. He did decent. He didn't do bad. He was fishing an A rig the whole day. Pretty much, I'd say 5 of our hours of our day, we fished in one little cove, one little pocket, and he kind of just went back and forth fishing that A rig. So I was trying to fish behind him. I did catch some shorts, but I didn't catch any keepers on the first day. Caught shorts, didn't catch keepers. Oh, here's another thing that really shocked me. Now, it might not shock you where you live, because, and this is not being critical. This is not being critical of him as a tournament fisherman, but he did not know what a spotted bass was. Now, he said he'd been practicing most of the week, but he didn't know how to identify spotted bass. And, some of you guys may not know how to identify a spot. I can remember when I didn't know how to identify them, because a spotted bass, some of them look very different than the largemouth in your lake, but some lakes, the spots look a whole lot like a largemouth bass. They're very hard to tell the difference if you've never done it. Yeah. Yeah. Texas Huntsman. I'm not kidding you. He did not know how to identify a spotted bass. And I caught like so on Lake of the Ozarks, if you catch a largemouth or a smallmouth bass, they have to be 15 inches. But if you catch a spot, they only have to be 12. And you can weigh in spots or largemouth or smallmouth, whatever you want to weigh in. Isn't the difference? Yeah, Steve, right. Isn't the difference of a spotted bass and a normal bass is that they have a giant spot on their tail like a redfish. No, that's not how you tell, Steve. Uh, anyway, uh, I catch this short bass. It was maybe 13 inches, 14 inches, but it was not 15 inches. And he says, "Hey, congratulations, you got a spot. That'll keep. That'll keep." I said, "No, no, man, that's not a spotted bass." "Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Look at the spots on the side." He says, "You can tell by looking at the spots on the side of the fish. That's a spotted bass." I'm like, "Dude, this is not a spotted bass." And I threw mine back. I threw it back because it was not a spot. Well, then he catches one. He catches a small largemouth as well, like a 13 incher. And he says, "I got a spot. I got a spot." Great. And I kind of glanced at it, looked at it, and I said, "Dude, that's not a spot, man." He's like, "What do you mean it's not a spot? This is a spot." And he went back to look at the spots on the side of the bass. You can tell it's a spot. And I'm like, "Dude, you cannot trust the pattern on these bass on their they got spots along their lateral line. They got like a spotted pattern along their lateral line. Sometimes that's enough, but man, you don't ever do that. There's a couple of safe ways to check. One is if you rub their finger on the bottom of their mouth, what we call the tongue. It's probably not a tongue. I don't know what you'd call it. I call it the tongue. But if you rub your finger on a spotted bass's tongue, it feels like sandpaper. It's very rough. And a largemouth bass, it's smooth. So that's one test that works a lot of times. But sometimes a spot won't have that patch on its tongue for some reason. Almost always it does, but sometimes it won't. So you can't always count on that. So the other test I use is the jawline test. And this is kind of hard to describe, but basically when you close the jaw of a bass, there's let's see, there's this piece right here of the mouth that moves. When it opens, it moves out, and when it closes, it moves back. So on a spotted bass, when you close it and it moves back, the edge of that little jawline never goes past the eye. You can run an imaginary line from the eye down to the edge of the jawline, and a spotted bass does not go past there. But a largemouth bass always does. Mr. Bass Biology class, right? Yeah, Travis is saying it right here. Rough tongue, jaw extension. Sometimes they have gold hue on the scales, right? These are basic things, but you really got to check all of them just to be safe, especially in a tournament. Anyway, we got to talk about what a spotted bass is, and I was glad to help him. But dude, he's the pro angler in this tournament. Yeah, right. Texas Huntsman, you're right. The jawline test it's the one where I feel the safest when I do that. Okay, good. This is a spot. I'm good to go. So anyway, I had a good day fishing with him. He was a great guy. I just fishing so closely behind him with that A-rig. I just didn't catch any keepers. It happens sometimes. I was okay with that. I was fine with that. So the next day, all right, now I got to go back and tell you some other history. This is what happened the next day. And the way I got to talk about this, again, I don't want to be too critical of this guy. And here's another thing. I'm normally not going to talk about this, but you guys have all asked me multiple times now, what happened? Because there's nothing I hate more than a co-angler that tries to blame all of his bad luck on his boaters. If you're just going to bitch about your boater all the time, then don't be a co-angler, because some days are going to be good. Some days are going to be bad. Some days it's all going to go well. Some days you're really going to get screwed. That's life. It's like the Mr. Bass wheel, right? Sometimes you land on a red X, sometimes you hit the jackpot. So he was fishing with Dave Mercer. Holy crap. So I'm really not trying to throw these people under the bus. I'm just saying, look, if things had been different in these circumstances, I think I would have done better. That's all. But I'm not whining about it. I'm not crying about it. And I'm not bitching about it. So I got paired with a guy a year or two previous on the same lake. 1 year when I did not do well. Again, a very nice guy, but he should not be fishing tournaments. He's an old guy, and by old, he's 85 years old. Okay? There's not many times you will fish a Toyota Series or a Bassmaster Open tournament and get paired with an 85-year-old pro. There are some out there, and there are some right. One on Angling's got it. Pro is a kind of a it's not the right word, because all you got to do, look, I can just go pay the money and I can be a pro. That's all it takes. You don't have to qualify at all to be a pro in these tournaments. Yeah. So KMG Outdoors. I wish it had been Bill Dance. The odds of us catching fish would be way higher if it was Bill Dance. But okay, this is something I cannot get this in my head either. Okay, you decide you want to pretend to be a pro angler, so you go and pay your $1,700, and you get in a pro tournament, and you don't act. You spend all this money and time, but you don't act like a pro. So let me tell you, was his boat an ARC? Okay, Michael Bradley, good question. Let's talk about his boat first. In these tournaments, a lot of times, the difference between cashing a check and no check is getting to your spot first, right? That's why boat position, oh, great, I'm the first boat, or oh, man, this sucks, I'm the very last boat in the flight. Getting to your spot really matters. So anybody that's competing, they've got a big boat with a big motor, and they're flying to the, Rick Clunn is in his 70s. We're talking 85 years old, okay? He had a 17-foot Ranger aluminum boat. Okay, Ranger's a nice boat, The boat in and of its brand is not what I'm really talking about. But he has a 16 or 17-foot boat with a 115 horse motor on it. No electronics. And what I mean by no electronics is nothing modern at all. We're talking maybe a 5-inch screen that just has a fish finder on it. That's it. No navigation, no down scanning, no side scanning, not a 9.9 horse, right? Mr. Bass is hating on old people. Woo! Yeah, I knew it was going to come down to this. No electronics. All right, so I get with him in the boat. Really nice old man. We're talking and stuff. I said, how long? We start talking, and I realize he's been practicing, because when I asked him, have you been catching them? He says, no, I'm not catching them yet. I've had a hard time finding the fish. And I was like, oh. But he said he'd been practicing some, so I thought maybe he only had a day to practice or whatever. Turns out he'd been out there like 17, 18 days practicing in a row. Yeah, I need a Dr. Pepper and a hot dog, Ray. I got my Dr. Pepper right here in my Yeti cup. The dude's practiced 17, 18 days in a row and still has not found fish. No fish. On these opens booster, I don't think there is a limit on the size of the motor. I've fished with two guys over the year that have had motors smaller than 150 horse. Like I said, this guy has a 115 horse motor. So we're obviously not getting to any spots first, but it don't matter because he don't have any spots. So I fished with this guy a few years ago on the lake, and of course we did terrible. He wasn't on fish. He didn't find fish. If you go to my Instagram account, in fact, I could pull this up and show you guys. Some of you might remember this picture that I posted in that tournament. Let me find that picture I posted, and I will share it with you, because nice guy. Now, he's fished this lake over the years a lot. In fact, he has fished, guess how many tournaments? Yeah, that'll be the next question. Oh, we got to spin to win here, don't we? We got to spin because fat guy won a chance to spin, and I've just kept rattling on talking here. So I tell you what we'll do. We'll let him spin first. We'll take a break in the action. We'll let him spin, and then I will let you guess to spin again on something about this dude. I'm scrolling through my Instagram right now. Oh, I found the photo. All right, I got it pulled up here, and I'll show you that after we spin. This should be fun. Actually, this should be fun. All right, fat guy, are you ready? All right, I got to give him a ticket too. If you're new to the show, this is the spin to win wheel. If you answer the question correctly first, you get a chance to spin. And let me put fat guy. Here's your ticket. I'll put this in the tumbler. That's for a future prize. And then we'll get back to bashing an old fisherman. Man, Ray, you make it sound he makes it sound pretty darn harsh. Oh, man. All right. Now, last time we had like 3 Mr. Bass Box winners and a bunch of other winners, and we didn't have any strikeouts. So you guys got to help me out this time and really do bad on the spinning and hit some red X's so I don't have to give away so much stuff. All right. All right, cool. Here we go. Here we go, fat guy. Let's move this over a little so you guys can see it. All right. What are the odds? What are the odds? Red X! Hot dog. Well, you won, fat guy. Congratulations. Let me know what you want. You want a hard bait? You want something in the miscellaneous bucket? Or soft plastics? Fish in the southeast. No, I did not. I did not weight any of the red X's. Fat guy Bassin was close, but he made it. He made it. He's a winner. Chicken dinner. Hot dog dinner. All right. We'll see what he says here. He wants a hard bait. Okay. Hard bait off the top right here. I got a Spro E-Pop 80. Fat guy. All right, I got to write down in my notes here right now, even though it disrupts the flow of the show. If I don't write down, I'm going to forget he's won anything. We can't have that happen. Okay. Heck. Fat Guy Bassin. Spro Popper. All right. Congratulations, Fat Guy. Back to the story now. You're going to lose that blue ticket in the tumbler, Mr. Bass. Coming out? Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go now. My partner in crime, my 85-year-old partner with his 16-foot aluminum boat and his 115-horse motor with 17 days of practice and no electronics. Booster wants me to wrap it up. He's dying to get to the end. I'm just going to keep dragging it out, Booster. Here we go. Here we go. Guess how many of these tournaments he has fished? How many, just on the FLW Major League side, how many tournaments do you think he's fished? We can count this last week's tournament. How many tournaments has he fished? Pop in the comments. The first one to get it close or get it right. We might have to just say get close because it might take you forever to land on the right number. You know, this is like the lottery. Try landing on the right lottery numbers. Let's see here. Okay. We got 18, 37, 69, 100, 1. All of them, 34, 0, 53, 300. I know this is probably not a good way to ask a question because I just want to make sure. All right, I'll stop the answers here so that we don't keep going on because eventually someone would guess it and then we'll go all night. So let's give about, I'm going to look at my clock, and when it hits 6:43, I'm going to stop the guessing, and then I'm going to pick who was closest. Going. There's a 25, a 20, a 54, a 150, a 2, a 169. All right, stop. No more answers. I'm going to scroll down here and see if anybody hits it. If they don't, I'm going to give it to the closest, not over. And I'm not going to let Steve win. I'm not going to let my buddy Steve win. But Steve's got the right answer. If you're wondering, go look at Steve's second answer. Okay. All right. So, Fisherman 83, you are the winner because you guessed 100. And it was 100 tournaments until this tournament. He fished 101 on the day I got assigned to him here this year at the Lake of the Ozarks. 101 tournaments. Now, that's just on the FLW Major League Fishing side. I don't know on the BASS side how many he's fished over there. He has fished, so get this. Over the years, the price has changed, but let's say it's averaged $1,500, or maybe it's averaged $1,300 or $1,400. He's fished 101 of these things. So somewhere between 100 to 100,000 to you know, or up. He spent over $100,000 fishing these tournaments. Okay. Yeah. How much money has he won? How much money has he won? I'm not going to ask you that question because it would take forever. He has won about $915. I've won more than that just fishing as co-angler. He's won $915 after fishing 101 Tournaments. Can you freaking believe that? Now, the tournament guys have got to love an angler like this. He gives them, I don't know, $10,000 a year every year for year after year, and they never have to pay him anything because he never wins. He never wins anything. Ray Pod, worth every penny. Yeah, and that's just the entry fees. I figure that when I go on these tournaments, even as a co-angler, I usually spend somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 every time I go for lodging, for food, for gas, for hotels, for fishing licenses. You can easily drop $2,000. That's without paying the tournament fee. So think that this way. If the dude averaged $2,000 at every tournament plus $1,000 for tournament fees, he spent 300 grand or more just for fun, I guess. Just for fun. Andy's staying away from his nagging wife. Maybe that's it. No, he wasn't using any new gear, Chris. It wasn't bad, it was decent stuff, but it wasn't what I'd call new stuff. So this dude, man, what bugs me is they should not let a guy like this fish these tournaments. It may seem cruel, like one of you said here. I'm busting on old guys. It just should, it's not fair. Especially, man, at least as a co-angler, I've got the money to pay my tournament fees without killing me. There's a lot of young guys that are fishing these opens as co-anglers because they're trying to really grow in the sport, and they can't afford this. One of my buddies that I fish with all the time, man, the only way he can keep fishing is if he wins enough to cover his costs. And then you put a guy with someone like this. Yeah, it's just like the lottery, man. It's just not fair. Best ROI on the tour, right, Chris? All right, Steve. So anyway, I got stuck with this guy twice. I got him a couple of years ago, and then I got him again this year, this tournament. It's unheard of, man. I should have never. It's ridiculous. It's insane. So I'm going to leave it at that. Basically, a 2-day tournament at one of my better lakes that I'm actually a pretty good fisherman on. I zeroed. So that's what happens. That's fishing, boys and girls, especially as a co-angler. That is fishing. Here's the picture I'll show you. This was not this time. It was last tournament of him fishing with me. I'll share the screen here. And this kind of shows you a setup. It's not a bad looking little boat. All right, which screen is it here? It's this one here. Yeah, here it is. See, it's a nice little boat. As a co-angler, you know you're in trouble when your pro does this. Yeah. You're in trouble if your pro's doing this. Yeah, Ruben, I must have kicked a Buddhist cat in my past. That was after 17 days of practice. No electronics, so we're pulling out the paper map, trying to figure out where we're at and where we should go. Oh, man. It was, hey, it's something to talk about anyway, right? It's all fun. It's all fun. Good times. Good times. Hey, in fact, one of the comments last time when I posted this last year was, You should use that as a topic for a live stream. Well, what do you know? He's almost prophetic. Yeah, you're right, Brian. Even the old guys use Google Earth now. Not all of them. Not all of them. But really, I don't blame this guy. He loves to fish. He obviously loves these tournaments, and they let him do it, and they'll take his money. But shame on you, Major League Fishing, for allowing this to happen. Shame on you. It's not fair. It is not fair to the co-anglers. It's fair to the other boaters because they don't have to worry about competing against this guy. He's never going to beat him. But it's it's unfortunate. All right, we got a spin for Fisherman 83 here. I need to get him a ticket. Where are my tickets at? Right here. Screen's going out of focus, huh? Don't know what that would be. Well, I'd have no problem with no electronic fishing, Fish for Life. If they made everybody do that, I think you're right. It would be an interesting time, be an interesting tournament. I've heard other guys say, well, like Randy Blockett says, you should be able to use Live Scope for practice, but not on tournament day. I think that would be fun. I mean, but anyway. So let's spin Fisherman 83. See what you get. See what you come up with here. You're right, Chris. Randy says I had a lot. Oh, he almost landed on KVD, but we got another one lure winner, Fisherman 83. Congratulations. Pick your poison, man. What do you want tonight, Fisherman 83? Hard bait. He wants a hard bait. All right, you got a Guggen Recon. This is chartreuse, blueback. Big old medium diving. Of course, for some guys like Steve, this is a deep diver, 8 to 12 feet. That's deep. Guggen Recon. Okay, any of you guys that win will get one of my new Mr. Bass Fix stickers as well. Whenever you win a prize, at least the first time, I send you a Mr. Bass sticker. It used to be this. I still got some of these. Now I got the other one. So no electronics definitely means less fish and people would not watch. I think, Gramps, you got it right. Here's the reality. Live Scope forward-facing sonar is here to stay. It is not going away. Get used to it. Thanks, Gramps. Woody, the co-anglers get picked. They get picked randomly. So basically, you get selected randomly, and you get a text message that says, hey, tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, you will be fishing with, and then they give you the guy's name and number and everything, and you call him and you meet and hop on the boat, and then you fish with him for the day. Right, the old Mr. Bass stickers are collectibles now. Exactly, Dad Bod. All these electronics people sponsor the tournaments, and they sponsor these pro fishermen. Forward-facing sonar is here forever. It's not going away. No matter how much Randy hates it, it's never going away. Which is why, if I sponsored Randy, I'd say, Randy, you need to get forward-facing sonar, buddy. I know you hate it. You need to get it. Brad Jones, I'm saving up to get an Old Town Sportsman 106 pedal. Man, I love Old Town kayaks, dude. They're great kayaks. I have an Old Town Sportsman 120 autopilot. I absolutely love it. It is a superb boat. And I would assume that the Sportsman 106 pedal is going to be a great boat too. There's tournaments all over the place to fish, Brad. What I would do is go over to KBF, kayak bass fishing. I think it's kbf.com. Let me look real quick. Nope, it's not kbf.com. KBF fishing. Let me see what it is. It's kayakbassfishing.com. Go to kayakbassfishing.com and they will tell you everything you need to know about learning how to fish in kayak tournaments, and they're a ton of fun. They really are. You'll enjoy it a lot. Okay, Ruben, you are not kidding. It's freaking amazing. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. There's a lot of things I love about it. One, I love just the fact that you got a built-in trolling motor. Two, I love that it's got spot lock on it. Three, I love that it's built for the boat and it pops right in the boat. You don't have to buy any aftermarket trolling motors. You don't have to buy anything extra. It all comes with it. And it's just a great, great kayak. It's fantastic. Yeah, Hellabass. It probably would make a bad visor, but I don't wear visors. I know you do though, buddy. Gramps, I have a Rebel batteries. Is it Rebel? Yeah, pretty sure it's Rebel. I have the lithium. It's an awesome battery. I've actually run it with the lead based battery before, and it will run your kayak just fine on a lead acid battery. But if you're fishing all day long, it's not, it doesn't hold up nearly the way the lithium does. And of course, the lithium is way lighter. The other thing I love about the lithium battery is it's got something electronic in the battery, and you can use an app on your phone, and you can tell how much juice your battery has just by checking on your phone, which is great. It's really awesome. Let's see. Yeah, Dakota Lithium makes some good batteries too. I think I went with the Rebel brand. A couple of reasons. One, the dude's a veteran, and two, their batteries were much cheaper than Dakota Lithium batteries. Much cheaper, as in several $100 cheaper. I think the same battery at Dakota was like $1,000 or $900, and I bought mine, my Rebel battery, for like $600. It was a lot cheaper, and the prices keep coming down. They keep coming down. Yeah, I don't know if the 54 amp hour would last all day or not. I think some guys probably go with that smaller one. I think it depends on current, how much you're fighting the wind, how much you're using spot lock, how far you're traveling would really depend on that. How much weight you've got in the boat. I have the shorter one. I have the 12-foot. They make a 14-footer as well. The 12-footer is plenty big for me, and I like the fact that it's easier to maneuver than the bigger boat. So, anywho, all right, let me show you a couple of things that I thought I would show you that I bought recently. I bought this just to show you guys about it. Jason Christie won the Bassmaster Classic fishing the War Eagle Jiu-Jitsu jig. This is an Arky style flipping jig. It's got a 4/0 owner hook a bait wire keeper. And this was the trailer he was using. The Yum Craw Chunk. 2.75 inch chunk. Let me show you what the chunk looks like out of the package. It's small, less than 3 inches, but it apparently was a nice setup. This is what it looks like all together. This is the green pumpkin orange color, which is the exact color that Christy said he was fishing with a lot. And this has got the Yum Craw chunk on there. And it's a nice looking jig, isn't it? Very nice looking little jig. I've never fished with a War Eagle jig. I've fished tons of War Eagle spinner baits, but I've never fished a War Eagle jig. I fish a lot of jewel jigs. I fish a lot of dirty jigs. I fish a lot of other brand of jigs, but I've never tried this one. Anybody fished with it? We know it'll win the classic. Of course, it's not the bait, right? It's the fisherman. But I did trim the skirt. Yes, I did trim it because to me, you want your flappers here to move freely. You do not want them tangled up in the jig skirt. I'll show you this other color, which is Phantom Brown. I bought 3 different colors. Ones that I like: Phantom Brown, which is this one, and this is Pond Scum Perch. I really like that because that's a bluegill color for me. And then I wanted to get one of the green pumpkin orange that Christy was using to show you guys the exact color he was fishing with. Let me open these other 2 up and I'll show you them. I'll show you the skirt size before you trim it, and you can compare it to the one I just trimmed. And you'll see there's a lot of skirt on this thing. Try to hold them there. See how much more skirt is on the one I have not trimmed? A lot of skirt. So I really kind of like the fact that you've got these short strands and then these really long strands. And if you were in really cold water, you could really finesse this thing up. You could take these shorter strands and make them super short and get you the nice spiky look. And then you could trim these longer strands back down to the hook. And I think even though this is a 5/8 ounce jig, you could really make it look very finessey by doing that. Yes, Daniel, it is called a chunk, but you don't thread it like a lot of chunks, like a Zoom chunk. You thread it on like that. You thread it up but it's got flappers just like a normal chunk style bait. But that's how you put it on the jig. I'll show you the bait keeper on the jig hook. This is the kind of bait keeper I actually like. I like this kind a lot. This wire. Oh wait, this thing's in the way. This is the bluegill one. I mean, they call it what I say. It's called something perch, but to me, this is a bluegill. That's why I bought that. Pond Scum Perch. To me, this is Pond Scum Bluegill. So I love this kind of a color. It's really one of my favorite colors. And see, it's got a big, beefy, archy style head. I have read in some of the comments that this head does not skip very well. But then another comment, a guy said he had no problem skipping it. So who knows? Like I said, I've not fished it. Jason Christie was not skipping this jig. He was, if you watched the classic. And this last color, Phantom brown craw I actually like quite a bit also. Yeah, Will, I gotta agree with you. These Yum chunks look awesome. And if I'm honest, which I try to be, I would never have bought this chunk. That's why the classic winner. Oh, sponsors love the classic winner because guys do exactly what I do. They go out and they say, I want to go try that. I want to go try that jujitsu and that yum craw chunk. I want to go try that. This is the other color. It looks good, doesn't it? These are some nice colors. Very nice. So that's it. The Jujitsu by War Eagle and the Yum 2.75-inch craw chunk. Another nice thing about Yum is their prices are very good. Yum prices compared to a lot of soft plastics, like their Yum dingers, you can buy like a 25 pack of Yum dingers for about the same price as a 10 pack of Yamamoto Senkos. I mean, their prices are really good. Leighton says he did pitch and skip it. I didn't see him skip it much. Exactly, Christopher. A lot of the Yum baits are really affordable and they still all work. I agree, Fish for Life. It's an Arky style head. Arky style head jigs usually skip fine. So I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't skip. To me, it looks like it definitely would. There are skipping jigs out there that maybe have a little flatter head or a little different design to make them a little more aerodynamic, but you know, most jigs, especially Arky style heads, you can skip. Yeah, look at that. So just to prove my point, Booster went and looked it up. 30 Yum dingers for $9.99 or $10.99 per pack. I guarantee you a 10 pack of Senkos is probably close to that. It's probably $7 or $8. It used to be $1 each, and I think they've come down in price just a tad. But Tom went and bought him some Little Dippers, dude. You will not regret those. Those are great baits for sure. Okay, let me show you a couple of other things I bought this week. Actually, let's spin here. Let's do a spin to win. A spin to win question, and then I will show you a couple other baits that I purchased. Okay, I think this would be a good question, but I need to look this up to verify it. Just look it up to make sure here. Okay, so that crawdad that I just showed you is this one here from Yum is called the Craw Chunk. But Jason Christie has his own Yum crawdad bait. What's it called? What do they call it? Jason Christie has his own crawdad bait. What do they call it over there at Yum? That was easy. Sean was first, though. The Christie Craw. That's right. Good job, Sean. You get to spin to win. That's Sean Lay. It's the Christie Craw. And I noticed that, that he was not fishing the Christie Craw. At least I don't think he was. And I don't think I have any Christie Craws again. I do have some other Yum baits. Like I said, I throw the Yum 7-inch worm. It's probably my most favorite Yum product is the Yum 7-inch ribbon tail worm. Okay. All right. We have to do this. Oh man, we have to do this. Do we do this on every spin to win show or just every other show? But Eliza says, "No, I was first. I was first." I hate to tell you this, but I am the judge and jury, Eliza, and I would love for you to win. But according to my screen, and my screen is the only one that counts, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon whether you're the winner or not. Sean was first. Eliza Z was second. Chris was third. Travis was fourth. So, on the Mr. Bass Show, which can be harsh, it can be cruel, and it's always designed to simulate real life, Sean is our winner. Eliza, sorry. But if I ever get it wrong, I promise you, I will do everything I can to make it right. Okay, let's spin for. Well, I'm going to do a ticket for Sean first. You're right, fish in the southeast. I am king of doing what I say goes first. That's probably why nobody wants to join me. I got to get Sean a ticket here. Here's your ticket, Sean. Going in the tumbler. If you're new and you don't know what the tumbler's for, want to get to 7,500 subscribers, anybody that's got a ticket in the tumbler will have a chance to win a prize. Last time we gave away a baitcaster reel. I don't know what we're giving away this time yet, but I ought to. The great and powerful Oz has spoken. Yeah, exactly. See, Fish for Life, he understands the show. He's got it. Eric says the Christie craw is very similar to a rage craw. Right, Daniel. That was another one I thought I might ask the question on is the old Christie critter is the brush hog, basically. The Christie brush hog. All right. Let's spin for Sean. Will he get lucky? Or will he strike out? Oh, man. She had to do that, didn't she? She had to go there. Man, another one. This is my wife, by the way, for any of you guys who want to know. She thinks I'm not the boss of her. Can somebody set her straight? Anybody? Anybody? Can anybody do me a favor and set that girl straight? Just wondering, is it possible? Is it possible? Get me a drink out of my fridge here. I got to stop with the caffeine. So I'm doing a Fresca. Anybody ever drank this stuff? It takes a special palate to like a Fresca. Hell no, I'm married myself. Yeah. I know it. Mr. Bass sleeping on the couch tonight. Nah, we're good. We're good. But you're making her point, not mine. You're supposed to be making my point for me here. Whew, Fresca. Woo! That will never be a sponsored drink. I can guarantee you that. Grapefruit flavor. You're right. It's not bad, but man, I have to do it very sparingly. All right. right, cool. Well, I kind of got off on a tangent there. Did Sean tell us what he wants? Sean, do you want to what do you want out of the bait buckets? You want something hard bait, miscellaneous, soft plastic? Michael, the last time you had a Fresca was in the 1970s. They're still around. They're still around. Will Perryman, even vodka doesn't help. Doesn't help Fresca. Yeah, you might be right, dude. All right, Sean wants a hard bait too. Man, we're giving away hard baits right and left here tonight. All right, we got the Eagle Claw minnow bait, jerk bait. Still jerk bait season around here. This is what color is this? It's a gold flash color with a black back. Hopefully, Sean, you're a jerkbait fisherman. Okay, that is a good color. Should definitely catch you some fish. The hard bait bucket is getting empty. Let's empty it tonight. Well, look how many baits are in the hard bait bucket. It's pretty full. You're gonna have to do a lot more winning. Oh man. Okay. I was going to show you guys something. What was it? I forgot what I was going to show you guys. See, you get me sidetracked. All right. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this bait that I have bought recently here. You guys know I love this bait anyway. So I went and bought a couple, and I'm going to show them to you. First, I'm going to show you on the screen. Go over to Carl's Club, Carl's Bait and Tackle, and you can get you. I love this little bait, the baby bull gill, the Buka. But these are new colors. There is this color here, which is called long ear sunfish. And this color, which is called red breast sunny. Here's a little picture of them. Check those out. Pretty. All right, I got both of them here. Yeah, the Fresca's got me all turned around. Right on. Here they are. These are called the Jekyll Customs colors. There's a lady that has, she's basically a bait artist, and she has a company works out of her house called Jekyll Custom Lures, and she painted these. I think they look awesome on the Buka gill. What's the weight on the Buka gill? Good question. It is 3/4 of an ounce. Slow sinking with number 6 hooks. I know it. Booster, he was not throwing the Christy Craw. He was throwing that little guy. Check this beauty out. It's really, really a cool color pattern. And those of you guys who watch my channel know that I've caught a ton of fish on this little guy this year. Not this color, obviously, but one of my goals is I'm going to throw the baby bull gill even more in 2022. What do you think of that color? I think it's awesome. Red breast sunny. This is just another really cool color that I can get away throwing in my bluegill areas. throw this around beds. I think it looks awesome. The hooks are great, Ruben. I don't know that they're like the most top of the line premium, but I've caught tons of fish on the hooks. I have not upgraded the hooks. They fish just great. All right, so that is Redbreast Sunny. Now let's take a closer look at long ear sunfish. Fat guy, I throw that. You can throw it on several different setups, but I like to throw it. I pretty much throw it on the same rod that I throw my chatterbaits on. Look at that one, dude. Usually around 7'1" to 7'4" in length. A medium, heavy action, fast rod. And I throw it on a 15-pound fluorocarbon line with a 6:4 gear ratio reel up to kind of the 7. I don't throw this on a faster reel than that. Fish in the Southeast, it says he throws on a crankbait rod, and that's also a really good option. It's not super heavy. You could easily throw it on a crankbait rod. You could throw it on a glass rod if you wanted to. It would be fine. And of course, with the treble hooks, you could even throw it on mono. It would be probably not a problem at all. Just kind of give you a little more look or two here. These things, man, I love them. They've also got some new Jekyll colors for the baby shad, but they were sold out, so I couldn't get my hands on any of those. But I really, really dig it. Dig it. I like those a ton. And man, if they keep making cool colors like this, I'm a sucker. I'm gonna keep getting those. You know what I mean? Ruben, they do not swim deep. They will, if you stop them, they will sink. They will kind of slowly sink, but they're not heavy at all. So as soon as you start to retrieve, they immediately come up. That's why in some cases you might be better off throwing it on a thinner diameter line, like even a 12-pound test line, maybe even a 10-pound test line if you don't have a lot of cover in the water, because I've thrown it on 20-pound line before and it comes to the surface a lot, which is why you don't want a fast reel. You want a slower reel. Like that 6:4 seems to work really good, because you can force yourself to slow down the retrieve so that it stays below the surface of the water. Will, I got those Jekyll colors on the Catchco website right here, the Carl's Club website. And if you're a Carl's Club member, you can get them for $13.99. If you're not a member, they cost $20. So they're more expensive than the normal ones just because they're custom colors. And this lady at Jekyll Baits, she gets a percentage of every sale. And that's why they're a little pricier. But I think your best price is over there at Catchco at Carl's Club, carlsbaitandtackle.com. Crappie Kev, you can definitely fish them fast. You can burn them. You can twitch them. You can fish them any way you would normally fish any other glide bait. I have not found that I need to burn it, though. Not saying it doesn't work. Grandpa Woody, I have been fishing them all year round except wintertime. I think they probably would work in wintertime if you fish them super, super slow. But I have so many other baits that I fish in like super cold weather that I'm not planning on breaking any of these out until really the spawn and post spawn. I probably won't even fish them pre-spawn, but I'll fish them through the spawn, post-spawn, all through the summer and into the fall. Daniel, I think the Jekyll colors were only available to members for the first week. Daniel's saying he thinks they're only available to Carl's Club members. I don't think that's true now. The first week, well, it might be true. It says it's a member-only item. But what I'm pretty sure what they told me was that for a period of time, only members can get them, and then they're going to open them up to everybody. So I don't know if that's true today. It still does say on the website there, member-only item, so you might be right. I don't know why you wouldn't join Carl's Club, though. If you buy a lot of tackle at all, Carl's Club is a great deal. I mean, literally, I'd say the first time I paid for it, and within the first week, I'd already saved way more than my membership. Of course, I buy a lot of tackle, but oh yeah, they're a great pond bait. That one video that I posted of me catching them in that pond, I don't know if you guys remember that last spring. That was kind of one of the first times I'd tried it seriously. I caught like 50 fish that day, and like 45 of them I caught in a pond fishing this bait. Now, I wasn't standing on the bank. I was in my kayak, but I easily could have fished it from the bank, and I would have gotten the same results. Yeah, fishing the Southeast. That Carl's Club does this. A lot of times, if you're a member, they try to do things to kind of say thank you to the members. And they will oftentimes, especially if they get something new and exclusive to Carl's Club, they give the members first pick, which if you're not a member, it sucks, but it's nice if you're a member to say, hey, they're treating me well, you know? So it's a nice bait. Okay, what else did I buy? I was going to show you. Okay, I bought a couple of Chapos. And the reason I bought a couple of Chapos is I throw tons of whopper ploppers, and everybody keeps saying the Chapo is just a little different. And the bass hit the Chapo better than they do the whopper plopper now. Well, I don't have any Chapos. These are my first two Chapos. I wanted a white one and I wanted a black one to start. And this 90 size for my whopper plopper, the 90 size seems to be the size that they hit more, or maybe I just throw it more. I don't know. I like the 90 size a lot. So this was the closest black and white color they had. The black one they call Maverick. It's got a little orange there. And the white one they call Ghost White. So nice topwater bait, and I'm definitely going to throw that a lot this year. What's your opinion, you guys that have the Chapo, throw the Chapo? Logan says they're louder. Have you noticed that they're any better than whopper ploppers? Shannon says he loves his Chapo. Shannon knows how to catch big fish too, so that's a good endorsement. Alan says he's had good luck. How about that? Jan's catching snook and tarpon on the Chapo. Nice. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about trying some new stuff, some new baits. What time we got here? Man, it's about time for Debo's show. You guys are all going to start bailing on me. I can't compete with that dude. Chapo in black after dark. On it. Yeah. I hear you. Fish for life. Yeah, do they cost less? I don't even remember what I paid for those. I was gonna show you guys. Let's do another question here. Let me see if I got one handy I can ask you guys. Okay, I may have asked you guys this question before, but that just makes it easier for you guys. You guys know this is a question, so first one to answer it can win, spin to win. All right, here we go. The 10,000 Fish has a Dark Sleeper knockoff. What's it called? You guys know this. I've asked this before. What is the Dark Sleeper bait called that 10,000 Fish has copied? They've tried to duplicate it. It's different, but South Jersey Fisherman is first. He barely beat out John Smith. That's hard to believe. John is so quick on the trigger, but it's the Head Hunter, the 10,000 Fish Head Hunter. Yes. They got a lot of new colors coming out for the Head Hunter as well. Any of you guys fished with the Head Hunter yet? Anybody? I have fished with it some on a couple of different colors. I really like the action in the water. Like the way it looks. As a Carl's Club member, you get a pretty good deal on them. But I just love my dark sleepers. I can't get enough of my dark sleepers. So I have both, and I fish with both. South Jersey Fisherman. Here's your ticket. Matthew, you changed your name, so you've probably got Matthew tickets in there and South Jersey Fisherman tickets in there. Yeah, Sean. Dark sleepers work for every species, man. They work great. I don't have any Agent E's, Daniel. I tried to find some at Bass Pro the other day, and they didn't have any. But I definitely want to try them. I haven't had a chance to try them yet. Yeah, I saw it fishing the Southeast. That dark sleeper gill looks freaking amazing. I haven't seen the craw, but the gill, I am so excited about that bait. I ought to pull that up and show you guys what that thing looks like. It is so freaking cool looking in the water. I don't know if probably can't show you that, but oh, here's a big old honking picture of it. If you don't know what we're talking about, the dark sleeper is like this small, compact, kind of they some people compare it to a goby. It's kind of fat and stubby. And when I first saw it, I didn't think it would work that well where I fish, but it works great, man. It works great. And here's what their new gill looks like. The dark sleeper gill. This is slimmer. It's much skinnier. Flat sides. But look at that big honking paddle tail. That thing's enormous. And you can see the hook there and the dorsal fin. It is very weedless. Surprisingly, it works very good with that hook in there. So this thing is coming out, and man, I can't wait to try it. And of course, they're going to have quite a few colors, choices, and that kind of stuff. All right, we got to spin for Matthew here. How many of you guys have been watching Matthew's live streams? When's your next live stream, Matthew? Matthew's got his own YouTube channel. I need to turn this off so you can see here. Another one. What's up with all the ones tonight? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the ones. No Mr. Bass boxes yet. No 2s or 3s. Just one. So no losers yet. So that's good. South Jersey Fisherman wants a hard bait as well. Everybody's working on the hard baits. All right, he wants a hard bait. He's getting the Vexen Deep Thud Fat Boy. Square bill, 1/2 ounce. This is actually a cool looking color. Again, perch looking color. This would also pass as a bluegill. They call the color Thumper. Here's how it sounds. The Vexen Deep Thud Fat Boy. All right. Just caught your first bass on the baby bull shad today, even though it snowed yesterday. All right. So somebody was asking about, can you fish them year round? I guess you can. Snowed yesterday and Josh is catching them on the baby bull shad. Now the baby bull shad is the shad, not the gill. It's almost the same though. It's about the same length, maybe a tad longer, and it's skinnier. It's more shad shaped than gill shaped. But if the baby bull shad would work, the baby bull gill should work as well, for sure. All right, so Fish in the Southeast is talking about his next show when it's coming up. I missed that, but he's a big swim bait fisherman, so that's usually what he's talking about, which is cool. No problem there. Look at that thing. All right, we're done looking at that. Gotta love the noisy fat boys. Right on, right on. Okay, what else was I going to tell you? I was going to talk to you about the fact that I got my Elite box in today. So I'm going to do an unboxing on that probably tomorrow. Then I got my Fish Tools box in. Fish Tools is a jig box. Somebody said in the comments, hey, when are you going to start complaining about them? Because I was complaining about the Super 6 sack. There's probably some things in this Fish Tools box I could complain about, but I still I haven't had it long enough to get tired of it yet. But let me just look in here and see if there's something in here real quick that I'm unhappy with because I've gotten too many of them. Somebody said too many Versacross, dude. I've only gotten like 4 or 5 packs of Versacross. I need a lot more than that. Here's one. Here's something in the sack I don't like. I'd prefer they not put in there in the Fish Tools. I don't use these. I don't like them, and they've put these in not every month, but I think I've gotten 3 or 4 packs of these this last year. They're not, I'm sure they're fine. I just am not going to use them. So I guess that's something I could be unhappy about. One of the things that he said, he might be on tonight. You can tell me if you are, if you were saying that I should be unhappy with this. They've been putting in a lot lately, the Pee Wee football jig. But still, I've only got I've given some of these away, but I've probably only got 4. This might be my 5th pack of Pee Wee football jigs. I think they're awesome. If I subscribe to this for another year and I keep getting one of these, if I got one of these every month, like they've been doing to me at 6 cents, then yeah, I'll probably start bitching about it. One thing about fish tools, there's definitely going to come a point where I'm done with fish tools because Jewel Baits, where are they at on here? Here's the logo, Jewel Baits. They don't have nearly as many products as 6 cents. So yeah, I'm going to start getting repeats that I don't like, and then I'll stop getting it. Alan, I think Fish Tools is $35 a month. How many Quakes did I get from 6 cents this month? Well, funny you should ask. I did get a lipless this month in my 6-sack. I can't remember if I got the Quake or if I got the Quake Thud or I got the other ones. But anyway, yeah, Grandpa, you're right. I was going to talk about the Bass Pro Shops Fishing Classic, and we haven't even got to that yet. But let me show you that. I'll share the screen with you on that for a minute. We can talk about that a little bit. Because I said I was going to do that in the comments, so I don't want to be a liar. The Spring Fishing Classic has a few deals, and I'm not sponsored by Bass Pro or any of that crap. So here's their featured deals, and here's a couple of things to keep in mind, especially if you want some decent rods and reels and you're on a budget. Bass Pro Shops every spring has this fishing classic where they let you trade in your old reels, your old rods, and they'll usually give you like $50 credit on each one for trade-in. So their trade-in program is what I would call very good this time of year. Now, there's other companies out there that do trade-in programs. Like, who's that place you're sponsored with, Gramps? Gramps may be gone now. But whoever he's sponsored by, they do trade-in, reel and rod trade-ins. That may be a better deal for you. I don't know. But if you've got an old crappy reel, here's the beauty of this. And I've had friends that have done this. They'll go to a garage sale. Yeah, American Legacy, Sean, that's right. They'll go to a garage sale, buy an old crappy reel at a garage sale for $1, take it to Bass Pro Shops and trade it in during their Spring Classic sale and get $50 off. So they don't care if you do that. They've already got this figured in the budget. You can bring any reel. You can bring a Zebco 33, an old, whatever. Oh, Gramps is on Debo tonight. Okay. You can do any of that, and it's perfectly legit. I don't think there's any problem with that. So, I don't know if they only have certain ones I think they'll trade in, but like these carbon lights, see this Johnny Morris carbon light limited edition combo, $200 rod and reel combo. If you're on a limited budget, this is still a very nice deal. $249 value you can get for $200 right now. So you save $50 on this. I used to own a lot of the Carbon Light reels and rods, and they're good. They're good stuff. There's nothing wrong with them. I don't have any now, to be honest with you, because I've kind of upgraded through the years. Here's another one. This Johnny Morris Platinum Signature Reels. You know, you're not saving $50 on these, but you're at least getting them a little cheaper. And those are good reels. I don't know if some of you guys fish a lot of the Johnny Morris stuff, but I think they're good quality products. Yeah, and Kyle says the trade-ins get donated, so they're even doing that for you. I've had several Carbon Light rods, and I've liked them all. Yeah, that's right, Carol. I forgot about that, but I think you're right. The Johnny Morris products are made by Lew's. At least I think the reels are. Okay, let me show you a couple other deals here. There was a tackle bag on here I was going to talk about a little bit. I want to talk to you about this because I got a lot of experience with this bag. This bag here, they call it the Advanced Anglers Tackle System. Used to be made by Cabela's. It used to have the Cabela's logo, and they call it the Cabela's. I think they call it the Advanced Angler System. I've owned several of these bags, at least 2 and maybe 3 over the years. And these are top-notch bags. If you want a very, very good tackle bag, right now, getting 25% off on these is a great deal. They make a good co-angler bag. This really big bag is a really, really nice co-angler bag for a few reasons. Okay, it's not coming into focus here for some reason. There it goes. Look at all the pockets on this thing. I mean, it's got tool holder pockets, and it's got bait pockets, and and this mesh that's on the top. Let's see here. Let me see if they can show a picture of it. Oh yeah, look at that. They got this mesh on the back and on the top and the sides, and that is like a rubberized mesh. It's real heavy duty mesh, but because it's like made out of like a rubbery material, your hooks will not get snagged in it, which I like quite a bit actually. Plus you can put wet stuff in these pockets and they dry. You know, they're not going to get rusty on you. You can buy these bags, or at least you used to be able to buy them with all these tackle boxes in them, or you could buy them without. And it's cheaper. If you already got a bunch of tackle boxes, just buy it without. Yeah, see, bag only. The bag only $79. With the 12 3700 series boxes, that's the one that's on sale. You save $32.50. Awesome bags. They hold a ton of tackle. They got a really good solid bottom in them. It's like a hard plastic bottom. They got this nice plastic zip open lid. Anyway, this may be one of the very best tackle bags on the market, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion. If you're looking for a tackle bag, this might be the best deal going. I don't know. It does make a really good co-angler bag, like Fish in the Southeast says. So that's a product you may consider. You may want to try out at some point. And they have several sizes. This big one is big. It's 12 3700 series boxes. That's huge. Most people are not going to need one that big. But that's called the Super Magnum. Then they got just the Magnum. I've had the Super and I've had the Magnum size. That's this one here. And I don't know how many it holds. Let's see how many it holds. It looks like it holds 8. Yeah, it holds 8 of them. So, you can definitely you can have a great time with that bag. You really can. Um, all right, let's see here. What else can I show you? Let's do another question here. Um, let's do a spin to win question here. All right, let me take the share the screen off for a minute. We'll do another question. KMG, they do hold up pretty good. They're as solid of a bag out there that I've found. Um, you don't want to overload them, obviously, and that is one of the problems with the 12 box bag. If you load every single box full of heavy stuff, that could probably strain the bag a little bit. But other than that, I think I've never had any problems with it. I don't have that bag anymore, but I used to use it quite a bit. Like I said, I think I've owned 3 of them, but I know I owned at least 2. And I took it on my Canada trips, fishing trips. I took it co-angling. I used it a lot. Yeah, Captain Nemo. I've got quite a few videos for the backpack bags. It's hard to make a recommendation without knowing what you're really looking for. But the one that I lean on, I think, is the best for 3700s is the one by Flambeau. I forget what that thing's called now, but if you go look on my backpack and fishing bag reviews, there's a Flambeau bag there that holds 3700s that I like quite a bit. It has like these 2 things that flip out that hold soft plastics, and then underneath it holds like, I don't know, 6 or 7 3700s. It holds quite a bit. It's a pretty decent bag. If you're looking for a backpack that holds the 3600s, there's a couple other brands that I like a little better than the Flambeaus. But if you go check those out, I kind of make recommendations on that. The Mayhem is not a bad bag, fat guy. Yeah, it's not bad. But I really think the Flambeau one is better. Just my opinion. Okay. I was going to ask a question here. Bassmaster. Let's ask a Bassmaster Classic question. We know that Jason Christie won the Bassmaster Classic. Who came in third on the Bassmaster Classic? Who came in third place for the Bassmaster Classic? That's the question. Caro carries a fanny pack, and there's nothing wrong with a fanny pack. A good fanny pack. Eric got it. Stetson Blaylock came in third. And I'll tell you, during the day when I was watching the Bass Tracker, I thought Blaylock was going to win it. It really looked like he had him beat, didn't it? Didn't you guys think, didn't you think that Stetson Blaylock had it won? I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was happy for Christie because he came so close 2 other times. But man, I watched it almost all day the last day, and Christie was not finding the big bites, and Blaylock was killing it. Yeah, KMG. It was good TV, man. I had a great time great time watching the Classic this year. I really did. So Eric, I got to get you a ticket. Congratulations. The Classic was so fun to watch this year. It's, that weigh in, that final weigh in, and you got the three guys at the final weigh in, and you don't know for sure who's won it. You think you do, like I did. There was a lot of drama for me on that. I was just like, holy crap. He won. He pulled it off. I thought for sure Blaylock had him. And then when Blaylock didn't beat Welcher, I thought, well, Welcher's got it won. Welcher's beat him. And then Christie held on. He held on. I do agree, Booster. I wish they could speed those weigh-ins up. They try to stretch it out. They're trying to, I don't know. They're trying to make it longer than it needs to be. I agree. It could have gone a lot faster. There you go, Eric. There's your ticket. But, dude, you're right. Mercer does babble. I'm not a big fan of Mercer. Not really, quite frankly. He's all right. He's all right. But I do have to say he's come up with a lot of nicknames for the guys. He said Christie conquers the Classic so many times. Christie conquers the Classic. Yep, he did. He conquered. All right, I got to write you down here, Eric, and then we will spin for you. All right, here we go. You're going to get another one. Here we go. Here we go. Man. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones in a row. Dude, who was saying, have I weighted the wheel? It looks like I've weighted the ones, except we've landed on different ones. So I'm not smart enough to figure out how to make that work. But is Eric going to follow tradition and ask for a hard bait, or is he going to get adventuresome? He wants a soft bait. Okay. Let's see what I got in the soft bucket here. That's over here a little far away. All right, Eric. 6 cents stroker craw. Green pumpkin juice. That looks pretty good. Let's take out the green pumpkin juice and look at it up close for a second. What's that bad boy look like? Green pumpkin juice. Stroker craw. Looks like a kind of a green pumpkin candy. All right. Stroker craw. He broke the tradition and he got a good bait. I love 6 cents lures. I love almost all their lures, really do. I'm just not happy with their sacks. I am not happy with their sacks. I canceled my 6 sack subscription. Did I tell you guys I canceled it? I sure did. I don't think I'm getting any more. Maybe one more is coming, but I canceled it. Yeah, Pimp Paw, the Tackle Warehouse backpack is not bad. My buddy Joe has had a Tackle Warehouse backpack for years. and he takes it all over the place, and it works pretty darn good. All right. Well, we're about out of time, boys and girls. My 2 hours is up, and it's gone fast. We didn't get to as much of the Spring Fishing Classic as I wanted. Be sure to check my channel for more videos. I'm also going to do some more live streams. I might do one tomorrow if I'm in the mood. I might do this, some of these unboxings or something or other. Watch my Instagram, and I usually announce on there when I'm doing that next. One thing you may want to check out if you're in the mood for a Garmin fish finder or Panoptix, they got a good deal on the Panoptix right now, $12.99. Although I think everybody and their brother's probably going to be dropping their price at $12.99 since there's like the Live Scope 2 has come out. But if you're in the mood for that, you may want to check it out. You may still want to go over and look through the Bass Pro Spring Fishing Classic. They got a lot of cool stuff going on right now. And that's going to do it for me. Hit that like button if you would. Thanks again, everybody, for watching the show tonight. I think all of you guys that won have won before. If you have not, and you want to know how do I collect my prize, go over to Instagram and send me a DM at Mr. Bass TV with your name, mailing address, and what you won on the show tonight, and I will get it in the mail for you. If you do not have Instagram, what's wrong with you? No, it's okay. You can send me an email, mrbasstv@protonmail.com, and I will ship you your stuff. Thanks again, everybody, for playing Spin to Win tonight and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great weekend of fishing. And until next time, happy fishing. Bye-bye.